Hi guys, my name is Jeremiah. I'm here at Bridge Integrative Medicine in North Kansas City. Today I'm going to be meeting with Dr. Bruce Rippey. He is going to be talking about hair loss and hair regrowth and some of the great things that are happening in regenerative medicine at our clinic for hair regrowth. So sit tight, we'll get started here in just a minute. Hi friends, Jeremiah with Dr. Bruce today at Bridge Integrative Medicine in Gladstone, Missouri. Today we're talking about hair loss and how to regrow hair. My wife and I this weekend, we were watching NCIS, and there's a scene there where Denozo he's counting the hairs and mourning the hairs of what he had lost that morning. And it's just a really funny scene because for us, that's what we do, because there's always hair left over in the drain because I have a receding hairline at 35 already. But Dr. Bruce, when did you start noticing that you were losing some hair?
I didn't. To be honest with you, I didn't notice at all. I had the old parted down the middle and layered back, and one of my patients came in. I was probably 27, maybe, something like that. Okay. And one of my really pretty lady, really neat person came in and said, you're going to have to start putting sunscreen on your spot back there because you're burning your head. And I'm not kidding. I said, what spot? Yeah. Because I had the hair up front at that point in time had not yet left me, and so I had that real experience, and you hear about them. Yeah. I had that real experience of the mirror, and you go the whole thing, and and it was, and that is a strange feeling because it's not really devastating. It's more along the lines of, I'm getting older. I mean, that really was, a thing. And so, I didn't. I know there's always hair in the drain, but, I had this real thick head of hair that I thought was going to stay with me it didn't, but Gallagher does it well, too. Yeah. You've seen that one? He said that I lost a gray hair today. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It was gray, but it was a hair, Gray hair. So, Yeah, so I was probably 26 when I first started noticing, and then, as it's gone on further and further, obviously it's...
So we're doing this video on hair loss, but I've been noticing your hair is regaining color.
Yeah, and it's gotten
thicker. I know
thicker.
you're not coloring it.
No.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah,
that's
so
really exciting.
It is. So the regenerative medicine that we started doing for hair regrowth, I had heard about it and had seen some amazing pictures, but I always wondered, I said, what happens if you trim it all the way down, and then that's how you view it after you've grown the hair back? Because if I leave it for 4 or 5 weeks, there's some coverage and it looks like, you got more. So I decided, nope, I'm going to do it straight up. Let's see what happens. The hairs that are there, we used exosomes. The hairs that are there are definitely thicker. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. There are also now some wispy hairs on the back where the spot obviously still is. But there are some wispy hairs up there. I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting because, the science of that has been known for a long time, right? Yeah. You start with pregnenolone, you go all the way to androstenedione, testosterone, DHT. DHT, dihydroxytestosterone, is this nuclear testosterone that will basically cause a disruption in hair follicles, right? And you lose them. We don't know why. It makes no sense for us to, but we do. So then there's this, and the enzyme is in between each one of those. And the enzyme 5-alpha reductase, when it is high enough, you DHT convert. That means the testosterones that normally run through your body convert to DHT, and this is destructive somehow. This is what we know today to the hair. What we do know also is that after a while, testosterone lowers in the body anyway. It's a fairly natural occurrence. Once that happens to a certain level, you can regrow hair. They're doing things like finasteride to do this, which is topical now. You should never consume this, from what I understand. They used to use it as a pill. It's a hormone. You don't want to do it. But they do all that. So there's a bunch of things. I decided I'm doing it total regenerative medicine because I've seen incredible outcomes. So that's what's happening. That's what I did. And it's really interesting because I had to do that micro needling and I had to do all of that stuff. My nurse practitioner did. And
I accidentally walked in on your meeting there.
You took a video, didn't you?
Took a video of it, which you'll see that here in a second as we're talking. But it's like a lint roller. With a bunch of little tiny needles. And your head got all red, and then she started rubbing some stuff. I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah, that was the exosomes that she was using in the syringe. And it's fascinating. It obviously works. It's done something at this point. Interestingly enough, though, that's not aggressive enough. Everybody that we talk to, we have protocols from all over the country. Fortunately, the people willing to chat with me and say, no, what you need to do is you actually have to inject it into the scalp.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're going to take a very small needle and they're going to inject it into the scalp, and then they're going to micro needle over each one of those little bumps of regenerative medicine.
Okay.
And that causes a lot more damage. Yeah. Interestingly enough, the exosomes will rewrite the code for those cells that create hairs, and it will turn them younger. It actually changes their secretory profile. Okay. It changes everything. So I'm a little bit excited about it. To be honest with you, why not? You know, yeah. I think my goal here is, obviously it'd be fun to regrow some hair, right?
Yeah.
But my goal here is, this is the wave of the future. We're able to regrow things like muscle cells, nerve cells, myelin sheath,
cartilage,
even
all that
cartilage,
stuff. Yeah.
beta cells that are in your pancreas. That was a great one that just came out. Yeah. It's being used in India, Turkey, and Dubai right now. For type 1 diabetes, but not here in America. In America, you can't say you cure, treat, or whatever, any kind of disease with this stuff, but you can regrow some hair. So people go, it's thought impossible.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to me because I've got
why not?
receding line already at 35. Hopefully the cells that you're regrowing are younger than 27.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we know a lot about that. The research on it is phenomenal. Yeah. But it absolutely does what it says it does. And so I'm excited about the beginning. We did it an old way that obviously isn't highly effective, but did something anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it changed the color of your hair.
It did. Darker for sure.
I got
some. Yes, I did get some of the wispy hairs growing in between hairs, you know, and so it's kind of fun to learn that thing. And no minoxidil or any other kind of medication. We just did the regenerative medicine, and now we're going to do it a little more aggressively. Yeah. Because I figured, hey, if something worked, let's try a bigger something. Yeah. So I'm actually really excited about it. Might as well be.
Well, we'll provide you with some links in the video here to click on for some information. Like you said, there's lots of research on this about it being a way to regrow hair. But if you're interested, you can give our office a call, 816-454-5433. You can talk to Dr. Bruce about his story, or you can talk to one of the other providers, and we'd love to get you that information. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Well, thanks again for attending today's webinar. Our office number again is 816-454-5433. We'll be reaching out to you by email here shortly. We'll see you soon.